So it's pretty easy to do. You just open the menu on your TV, find the picture settings, find the thing that says color or saturation, and just dial it all the way back to nothing. Maybe remember where it was before for when you want to dial it back up again. And yeah, kind of a no-brainer, eh? But you know, for me, it just never thought about it until one day, just playing with the TV settings and thinking, oh hey, I could watch a movie in black and white. So obviously this bears the question, why would we want to do this? All these great movies we've seen had art directors and cinematographers putting a lot of thought into what colors to use in certain scenes to convey the right moods, whether it be the color of the costumes, the props, the backdrop, the lighting. Why are we going to wipe all this away and watch a colorless movie? Because why not? It's kind of neat. I know firsthand, even in the 90s, being over at someone's house and there'd be a TV somewhere in the basement that is a black and white TV. They were still in use. I remember watching a marathon of Simpsons episodes on a 6-inch black and white TV. And you know, maybe watching a movie this way, one of your favorite movies, would be a new experience. Maybe it would shift your focus. Maybe you would notice the shift in character somewhere in the movie you didn't notice before because it was in a scene with a lot of distracting color or something. Who knows? And typically thinking of black and white movies, we think of movies from like the early 50s, 40s, 30s. For me, one of my favorite old ones was King Kong from 1933. It's just amazing that a movie 87 years old can still be just thrilling and entertaining. But there's been some recent ones too that were just black and white for creative decisions. I can think of like Ed Wood, Young Frankenstein, Polytechnic, those were good. The Lighthouse, I just saw that one maybe a year ago, and I mean, man, if you want to be startled by just the sight of a seagull, stay up late some night and watch The Lighthouse. It's pretty good. But probably my favorite one, and it's not super modern, but 1994, Clerks. And this one, I watched this on VHS, and it's in black and white, and I rented it, and I knew nothing about it too. So all I knew was that it's a movie called Clerks and it's funny. And it's about two convenience store workers, and they're kind of on an unusual day, but there's a lot of the day-to-day mundane convenience store stuff in it as well for humor, and just making the connection of like convenience store, security camera in black and white with a little monitor. It kind of just added a little extra something nice to the movie for me, and I think it all just worked. Even though the movie it wasn't a creative decision to have it in black and white, they just wanted to save money, so they shot it in 16mm black and white stock film, and that's why it was black and white. A couple movies that were in color that I, switched the TV and watched in black and white for fun were Jaws, and I mean, Jaws is just always good. And but it was a different experience watching that in black and white. But an interesting one was Changing Lanes, and this is kind of a forgotten thriller from the early 2000s, but I really like this movie. It's kind of like a good rainy day film, and it's got a really dreary tone to it. And what I find neat about it is that the movie just kind of centers on a really mundane thing, like a traffic collision, just a minor traffic collision in which no one's hurt, but there's two characters involved here, and they're kind of, they got two different ambitions. One's like kind of trying to change himself in life and become a better person, and the other's kind of just impatient, doesn't have time for anything that doesn't benefit him immediately. So watching that in black and white, it just kind of like added to the dreariness, and I think it worked really well. But other movies that could benefit, movies that have really bad special effects. And I think of one in particular that would be good would be The Last Starfighter, because it was a great movie, really liked it as a kid, watched it again as an adult, and first half of the movie still pretty great, but it gets into like just really bad CGI. Like, it was 1984, and it was kind of in the early days of CGI in movies, because before that it was practical effects mostly. And this was around the time of Tron as well, but it just looks really bad. Cinematic barfaroni, but maybe in black and white it would just kind of mask that a bit. And another one, similar situation, but this was The Mist, came out in 2007, and this one, this movie's about some mist rolling up the shore, sweeping up a small town, and everyone's hiding out in a grocery store, figuring out what to do. This movie, the director actually wanted it to be in black and white. He didn't get his wish, but they did include the black and white version on the DVD. And I remember reading about this, how he wanted it to be in black and white. So a few years ago, I did watch it in black and white, but this was after having watched it in color. And I remember kind of being on board with his decision there, because I was like, you know what? And it wasn't just like, I was thinking maybe he wanted it to be black and white because it's, white mist, just hammer home the effect of that. But the monsters in the movie kind of looked a little silly, and, again, being black and white, it kind of helps mask the cheesiness of the monsters in those kind of movies, I think. And now I haven't done this many times, like outside of the few I mentioned. I think maybe on a few other occasions I've just watched part of a movie in black and white and then switched it back. But as I was thinking more about other ones that could be good, ones where I just don't like the color of the movie. Some movies, it seems like maybe early 2000s, there's a lot of movies that are really orange, like the whole world's orange, inside or outside, and just kind of hard to get through. Movies like that could be good. But anyways, give it a try. Maybe try out one of your favorite movies, and good or bad, it'll be a unique experience watching that movie for you. And if you get to the point where you're just like, no, this sucks, I can't believe I took this guy up on that, well, then you just dial it back down and forget it ever happened.